Hello, everybody. Welcome to this losers bracket matchup between Australia and Sweden. The round of 16 here. It's getting right into the rolls very quickly. Going to be doing the warm-ups after the rolls, it appears, and it looks like Sweden are going to be taking the win on the roll there. This is quarterfinals, excuse me, not the round of 16. My bad. Going to be moving into the first warm-up here. Looking like this is Sweden's warm-up, if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to this match. I think this will be a lot closer than the seeding really tells. I think Australia having maybe a bit of a rough time in their qualifiers, not doing as well on some of the maps as they probably would have expected to. Of course, taking #1 seed for Hard Rock, playing the Hard Rock maps is extraordinary well in the qualifiers, but unfortunately just not putting up the same type of performance on things like the DT, which they absolutely do excel at. So Australia coming into this as the number 16 seed, Sweden as the number 8 seed. Unfortunately, not as familiar with Sweden's players, so cannot talk on them too much. I am kind of familiar with Psyker, Coach, and Reedcat. Not too much on the other players, but being an Australian myself, I can talk on behalf of a lot of the Australian players. They have a pretty Hard Rock DT focused team this year. Obviously JLR7 as captain. Extremely good tournament player, kind of showing up last year in Konyo Cup. In Div 2 Konyo Cup, making it all the way to Grand Finals and carrying his team to a bracket reset. And then not long after that, performing extremely well in OWC, making his first performance in OWC for Australia last year. So Jordan LR7 definitely been fairly consistent in terms of his tournament performances over the past year. Then you know, we got players like Dummy, of course, one of the most well-renowned Australian tournament players of all time. You know, it's only been recently that someone's been able to come along and rival his tournament prowess, that being Emrek, of course. May as well talk about Grand Senpai as well, as he is going to be in for the warm-up. Grand Senpai, someone who's captained for 3WC in the past, if I'm not mistaken, and has also been captain for OWC for many years until last year, where he did step down for the team. Kind of their player who is probably going to be in on the more gimmicky kind of picks, the hiddens as well, which I expect the Sweden to pick into Australia. He's definitely that crutch. He's definitely that crutch player for the free mods and things like that. That is going to be tanking the mods, taking the hiddens on the more difficult low AR type maps. And just cover the rest of the Australian roster real quick. Of course, we got Monk the Don as well. Kind of in for a lot of the more gimmicky figure control speed picks and a lot of the 6.5. Very good, consistent tournament player. Good to see him in again for 3WC. As well as Anumi this year. Actually just deranking in time to make the team. I believe rank 101 as 3WC rolled around, so he's managed to slip in there. And of course, definitely a core player for the team. Not too much tournament performance that I can comment on for Anumi. I'm not as familiar with the amount of tournaments he's played in, but great performances in ANCT. And of course, Vivace, coming fresh off a first place in the Hippo Cup last night. His team, 14 UTC, taking home the crown and closing out that tournament against 8 Angry Men. That was a great match to watch. Vivace, or Kevin, as everyone knows him as. Extremely consistent tournament player. One of the best 3-digit tournament players in Australia for many years now, I'd say. Yeah, onto the side of Sweden, I'll talk about what I can. Of course, it's going to sound biased coming from me, as you know, I'm Australian, so of course, I'm much more familiar with these Australian players, but let me just pull up the roster real quick. Yeah, so on the side of Sweden, we've got Coach, Saika, Felrion, Master, Skylar, and Blue. Of course, unfortunately, not too familiar with some of the names, but Coach, Saika, and Felrion are players that I have seen in tournaments in the past. I believe Coach and Saika, I think specifically, I think I have Felrion as well. I think they're all like pretty good tournament players from as much as I know. Looking at the MP League from last week. Yeah. Pretty consistent team all around, I think. For the most part, I don't think there's really too much on the side of Sweden that is going to be easy for Australia to pick into. It's looking like they really just had like a good individual carry performance on a lot of these maps from last week's match against Japan, and someone always seems to show up for them. So maybe a bit of an individual performance kind of matchup. I know Australia can sometimes have a similar trend. Monk the Don, captain of Sweden. Most definitely. Worth pointing out as well from last week's MP Link in Sweden versus Japan, a lot of strong performances on the DTs from Sweden, which is interesting to see going up against a team like Australia, of course. Probably, you know, I would like to say at least one of the better speed teams in this tournament. You know, their DT and hard rock ability is just crazy. I think if they all show up, I think if Australia all show up today and they play how they should, I think they will take this one home fairly smoothly. And we've got Monk the Don here on the side of Sweden, just to clarify. He is not a Swedish player. He's just coming in for the warm-up on the side of Sweden. So not to get that confused. But yeah, Sweden looking very strong on a lot of the DT picks last week. Even with some of the bottom scores on their side, the accuracies were up there with the top scorers. So definitely seem like a very capable DT team as well. It'll be interesting to see if they can take any points off the side of Australia on those DTs, because I am going to go ahead and assume that they probably won't be picking a DT map into Australia. However, they may prove me wrong. I do expect to see Australia pick most of the DTs, however. This is a brutal warm-up. Everyone's fingers are going to be burning. Tummy actually always with an A rank. Actually, when everyone else is on a D and a C. Dummy just casually. And something else worth pointing out here is, unless there's an absolute beast on the side of Sweden that I'm not aware of, but Dummy, I think his skill ceiling is really on another level from probably everyone else in this lobby. So I would not be surprised on maybe some of the harder mechanical maps to see him put on the carry pants a bit and go big for his team. It is honestly absurd to see Dummy in the 3-digit World Cup. So expecting a lot from him, especially as the pools get more and more difficult. He is just going to start to shine more and more. So you got to pray for Australia that they don't fall out of the tournament this week and manage to keep going. And that's just when they're going to get better and better. I think they definitely scale harder in the late rounds. I think that may be part of the reason why as well, that they didn't seed quite how they wanted to in the qualifiers. Obviously barely making it in on the 16th seed. But that is going to be both the warm-ups out of the way now. And Sweden winning the role, obviously. They are going to be opting to ban first. Waiting here on the ban from Sweden. It looks like Hard Rock 1 is going to be going out. Okay, my bad. Australia did ban first. I just didn't quite catch it in the chat. It had scrolled a bit too far. Australia banning out No Mode 4, which is Slider Tech. A very difficult map, to say the least. Maybe something I don't feel too comfortable on. And Sweden are going to be following it up with a Hard Rock 1 ban. Kind of that raw mechanical aim. As well, you know, Australia's Hard Rock performance in the qualifiers, definitely something to be feared. Not too surprised there. Australia going to be taking out Free Mod 1 on their second ban. Bit of a, I think, kind of dense-ish aim map, low AR. So as well, just I think most definitely the more gimmicky, kind of awkward picks is something that Australia wants to stray away from. They are definitely more suited for and more stronger in the raw mechanical maps, and just trying to raise that skill ceiling as high as they can for their opponents. I think with the lineup they've got this year, it's most definitely what they're going to be aiming for. Oh, number 6 ban, excuse me. My bad. Don't know why I thought that was number 4. So, in fact, the slider Amy map is still in. Number 6 can be banned out. I unfortunately haven't seen that map, so I'm not too familiar with it. But from what I can gather. It is gimmick, so again, still sticks with what I was saying. Hard Rock 2 going out for Sweden as their second ban, so of course just the double ban on Hard Rock. It's not too surprising, of course, considering Australia's performance on it in the qualifiers and even their previous matches. It's going to be Sweden to take the first pick. Most definitely wouldn't be surprised to see a hidden pick come out very early here from Sweden. I don't think DT is something they're going to opt into against a team like Australia. They're going to know that Australia will want to pick it into them. And yeah, it is going to be the hidden 3 coming out. This is the AR8, if I'm not mistaken. Very flow aimy AR8, I believe. A lot of reading and awkward aim. I believe it has flow aim, but actually not quite too sure on that. Don't remember. Yeah, this is a great pick for Sweden. If they've got 3 comfortable players for this, which, looking at their performances from last week on the hidden maps, it seems like they do. I think they will probably take this first pick in a convincing fashion. Of course, on the side of Australia, Grand Senpai going to be staying in the lobby. Probably going to be in on every single hidden map this tournament. Except for maybe in the late stages. Maybe your hidden aims and such. There's going to be Saika, Skylar, and Coach in on the side of Sweden. Still waiting for 2 Australian players to join the lobby. And it looks like Monk the Don and Dummy are going to be coming in for this one. And I can honestly just tell, I think Dummy probably does not want to be playing this map right now, but he is going to be in for it. Of course, both Dummy and Monk the Don not very renowned low AR hidden players, so hopefully they practice the map quite a bit and they're ready to put up a good score for it. Absolutely capable of doing so regardless. And Monk the Don with a little bit of reading struggle just straight off on the start of the map, but only the first few combo. Grand Senpai is someone who is known for being pretty comfortable on maps like this. I think if he's practiced it, he probably will put up a great score. Side of Sweden looking pretty strong going into the start of this map. I was going to say all relatively great accuracies, but really it's only Coach 99 plus right now. Everyone else kind of just lacking behind Coach's accuracy by quite a large margin, and that is going to give Sweden the early score advantage. Oh, and there's going to be Dummy with... I don't really know what happened there. It did not look like he missed. I think maybe a mistap of some sort. Bunch of 100s there dropped for Dummy towards the end of that section. And we're already into the second half of the map, and Sweden holding onto the 3-way? Yeah. But that is going to be Coach and Skylar dropping. And now all of a sudden, there's pretty much 2 FCs on the side of Australia, and Sweden's only got 1. This is absolutely going to come back. That was out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell that was. And Grand and Monk the Don just need to hold on for a little bit longer, and there goes Grand, and it's just Monk now, and he is going to be dropping it. Oh, that's so unfortunate for the side of Australia. Psyche is just going to carry this one through to the finish. Oh, this is the diff spike. This section is ridiculously hard. Wait. No, there's 2 combos on the side of Sweden. And Dummy's the only big combo in Australia. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. It's almost a 200k win there for Sweden. Not as convincing as I thought it would be. Monk and Grant there making that look extremely scary for a little bit. If they were just able to hold on that little bit longer, it would have been enough. Psycha dropping that FC towards the very start of that diff spike. It absolutely would have been enough if Grand and Monk were also able to get up to the 700k mark. But unfortunately not able to do so. Not a terrible performance though for Australia. Probably not too keen to go in on that low AR hidden map, but not doing too bad. All things considered. Sweden barely taking that pick, honestly. On, I would guess, Australia's worst map in the pool that they haven't banned. So, honestly, 1-0 to Sweden, but kind of looking up for Australia going into their pick now. I think if they go ahead and pick their most comfortable map right now, they will probably just take this point back straight away. It's going to be the Nomad 5 coming out. Pretty expected pick, of course. This is a lot of stamina. Not too speedy, but it's a 220 to 240 BPM, if I'm not mistaken. And a few different sections in there, so. I think generally a lot more stamina than anything else, but something that Australia is going to be extremely comfortable going into. Nothing that should really trip up any of the Australian players, honestly. I would not be surprised whatsoever to see a 3-way FC. As for Sweden, you know, from what I've seen, very capable on speedy maps as well. I'm not too sure how good their stamina is. So we're going to have to see for that, but most definitely expecting Australia to take this point quite convincingly. Waiting on Australia's third player now. I assume it's going to be Dummy. On the side of Sweden, we've got Psycha, Skylar, and Felrion. And yeah, there's going to be Dummy coming in, joining Jordan LR7 and Vivace. And Sweden, going into this one, they definitely have an opportunity to kind of set the pace of the match here and take a very early break point, but it is a very tall order to take a No-Mod 5 off of Australia, I won't lie. Felrion, unfortunately, not loaded in, or the client's just, you know, doing client things. Oh, there he is. I see him. Hopefully stream sees him too. Yeah, okay. All right, I think we're all good now. All right, well. Psyker and Felrion both with early breaks. Vivace as well, but he is recovering quite well. Psyker with another break. Dummy and Jordan LR7 looking extremely comfortable on this. Skylar's accuracy is crazy, so is Felrion's. So quite a big combo advantage on the side of Australia, but Sweden are kind of keeping them at bay with the accuracy just on Skylar and Felrion. Oh, that is going to be Jordan LR7 dropping at pretty much the halfway point in the map, and you couldn't ask for a worse spot to lose combo. That is going to score cap him pretty hard, unfortunately. Kind of relying on Dummy and Vivace now to pull things through for the team. A lot of free combo here as well. It's a really unfortunate miss spot there for Jordan. And that is going to be Felrion dropping one of the 99 plus FCs for Sweden. Oh, and he just chain misses. He's just down to 98% just like that. A huge chain miss on one of the bursts. And Vivace as well dropping. I didn't even notice. And Dummy, he's going to be dropping the FC. It's just Skylar now, and he's going to pull things over. There's no FCs left on the side of Australia, and I'm honestly really surprised. Skylar is just going to take this and run with it. He needs to miss right now if Australia want a chance, and he is going to miss right as I say it, but I think the combo advantage is still in favor of Sweden. Slightly, no? Oh, I just don't think there's enough time for Australia to bring this back. They are pulling it over, but it's not enough. And Australia have all got combos, but there's no map left. Oh, it's just 70k. What a performance there from Skylar. Wow. And that is heartbreaking for Australia. Most definitely, I think, would have expected to see 1 or 2 FCs at minimum on the side of Australia, but sometimes it just happens. Like, you can see, like, one miss on Vivace, one miss on Jordan LR7, and, like, look at the accuracies. It's just really unfortunate sometimes. And I'm not too sure how many misses Dummy had, because he did leave the lobby. But I would assume not many misses as well. Sweden are all of a sudden sitting in a really good spot. Now going into the hidden 2 pick. I think this is a map Australia can probably play to an extent. Definitely not gonna just say Sweden should convincingly take this, because I don't think they will convincingly take it. I think we might see Dummy come in for this one. Maybe... I think we'll see Jordan stay in, Grand in, obviously, and then I think maybe Dummy, maybe Monk the Don, but... Vivace as well, actually. Absolutely could come in for this, but no, it is going to be Dummy. Not too surprised there. Can have Coach coming in for Sweden. Skylar staying in the lobby. All right, we're going to have Saika come in to the side of Sweden. Early miss from Coach, but nothing too detrimental. 1/3 here, very early on into the map. Kind of going to set the pace. And then it's going to be Dummy and Saika with early misses. Coach recovering a little bit. 2 FCs still on the side of Australia, though. Only 1 for Sweden. And I take that back. Skylar is going to be missing, as well as Grand Senpai. It's just Jordan LR7 left on the board. Coach pretty much with an FC. It's not going to make too much of a difference score-wise, but Skylar is going to be dropping again for Sweden, and Australia holding their combos quite strong. They are going to definitely start to lengthen this score lead if they can hold on, and Jordan going to be dropping the FC. But Coach not long after, and that's a 3-way reset on the side of Australia. It's just Saika. And we're already at halfway. Saika with the only combo. And he's just holding and holding on. He's absolutely going to flicker this over, and there he goes. Australia need to start building up some combos, and they need to pray for a miss from Saika. There is a really difficult stream coming up. And if Saika misses on it and Australia can hold through it, they most definitely can bring this back, but this stream is so hard that's coming up in this last quarter of the map now. Oh, and that is going to be a 3-way. Oh, it's a 3-way miss for Australia. They all miss on it. Saika holds on. Wow, what a performance from Saika. He's going to just be taking this one and running away with it. Carrying his team through this one. Does miss right at the end, but almost a reverse choke from him. Really unfortunate for Australia. That stream right near the end there is no easy feat to get through, especially with a big combo. For some reason, it's just one of those patterns in a hidden map that is so easy to miss on in a tournament setting. And well, yeah, look at Saika's graph, actually. He's just perfect all the way through. Really see where he missed. DT2 going to be coming out for Australia. They are 0-3 down and they desperately need to get on the board. As I said, the first pick of Australia, I definitely expect them to take this pick, but they keep getting these really unfortunate breaks. It may not be looking too good for them. They definitely need to just make sure they, they don't tilt too much and they stay focused. Kind of just reset. Oh, yeah, it's looking like the map maybe has been updated. No? It's looking like players are putting the good lucks in the chat now, so hopefully it loads us in. Yeah. I am loaded in, no problem. Hopefully there's no issues on the stream side. Alright, well, getting into this map now. Grand Senpai with an early miss, but no one else really having too many struggles. And that is going to be a miss from Skylar there, and that's going to shift the favor over to the side of Australia. They will pull this one back over very shortly. Grand Senpai making good recovery. Still 2 FCs on either side though. Grand Senpai just got a much better supporting combo. Approaching the halfway point of the map now. This would be the absolute worst time for any of the FCs to miss. Especially with how close this map is. Everyone is just not breaking. Oh, and then it's going to be Grand Senpai dropping his supporting combo. And Sweden has the lead now as they move into the last quarter of the map. They've all held on. Dummy and Jordan LR7, though, holding onto those FCs. The accuracy from Ferion is so good. It might just be enough for them to pull it back over. And they definitely will be pulling this back over if they all hold. But it's not moving. Why is the bar not moving? They have such a combo advantage. And here it is. It's coming back over to Sweden. Oh, as we get towards the very end of the map. And Skylar is going to be dropping his supporting combo. Grand, he's got about a 350. I don't know if it's enough. The map's already ending. It's going to flick it back over. Yes, Psyker misses. That's great. Jordan misses right at the end. So does Grand. Oh my god, I have no idea what's going to happen. Australia is just holding on. It's like 1k. It's literally flick. Oh my. Sweden take it by 3,000. What the hell just happened? Jordan missing right at the very end and dropping his FC. And it was just enough for Sweden to just take it back. I think even if Grand held on as well, it absolutely would have been enough for Australia to hold the point, but both Jordan and Grand dropping right at the end off the back of Psyker's miss. Wow. That is heartbreaking for Australia. At this point in the match, Australia, they just absolutely need to mental reset. That's most definitely a tilting point to lose, especially when you're 0-3 down and you need to get on the board. Sweden 4-0 up now. Are going to be triple picking Hidden. Hidden 3, Hidden 2, into Hidden 1. But I think, as a lot of pools would suggest, Hidden 1 is not always necessarily the type of map that tests hidden reading ability as much as the other two hiddens usually do. So something that Australia could absolutely feel comfortable going into. Not something that they should find too many struggles on, I don't think. Looks like we're gonna have VODS come in for this one. And I think it would be a good idea to get a couple players in that didn't play on that last map. Maybe just, you know, kind of de-tilt a little bit. Dummy coming into the lobby for a short time, but he's going to be backing out. Perhaps not feeling too confident. Yeah, Jordan LR7 going to be coming in for this one. On the side of Sweden, we've got Coach, Psyker, and Skylar in. Definitely three players that have been playing a lot of these maps for Sweden. Felrion as well. Grand with an extremely early miss, but nothing that should matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Only about, 40 combo into the map. Fairly long map as well, so even less of a problem. Jordan LR7 though, with a fairly early miss right before the first Ki, and that is not a good spot to miss in, but hopefully he can combo through this Ki, and yeah, that is going to be a match. That's going to be a match for both Psyker and Skylar. The favor now is on the side of Australia. Jordan LR7 with another miss, but it doesn't matter too much. That's definitely the player that won't matter too much if he misses. We've still got the two FCs on the side of Vivace and Grand Senpai. Grand Senpai with a very early miss, but practically an FC nonetheless. Oh, but he is going to be dropping it there. The combo advantage is now on the side of Sweden. Coach versus Vivace right now. We're not even halfway through the map. Both players holding on through that section. A bit of free combo now. Yeah, the combo advantage is just... It's about 200 to 300 for Sweden, and they've brought things back over into their favor, but... Definitely recoverable for Australia, but maybe not with that break from Grand Senpai. Both Psyker and Skylar holding onto those supporting combos. Grand with another miss. Wow, this is really just Coach versus Anumi right now. With how close this scoreline is, it's only about 75k. think if one of them breaks, that is pretty much gonna decide this map. Some tricky reverse sliders here. Both of them holding on. This is always one of the hardest sections of every map, isn't it? Right towards that last quarter. And that is going to be Vivace, the one to break. Kolj holds through. He holds strong for his team. For his country. Coach gonna be running this one home. Unfortunate for Kevin, he held on for so long. Cycle with a miss, but don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. Jordan with a big combo himself. Coach gonna be dropping, but it's just not enough time for Australia to pull this one back. I don't think. Yeah, not with that 1000 combo from Skylar and with those double breaks on the side of Australia. It's just not enough. Not enough for Australia to pull this one back. Wow, what a performance from Coach to hold on for that long. Skylar as well coming up big towards the end. Securing that one. Wow, huge combos across the board. 4 players with a 1000 plus combo. Yeah, it's the one miss for Vivace there. You know, if he FC'd that, probably enough to take the point, but can't expect a player to just go ahead and FC everything. Great score from him nonetheless. TT1 now for Australia. It's a match point for Sweden, and I can't say I expected them to be down 0-5 right now. It's just some super unfortunate losses on their picks. Like, absolutely expected them to take that DT2, losing it by barely 3,000 points. Just unfortunate misses. I think I much more would have expected a 2-3 scoreline right now, but I mean, what do you do? Players just moving into the lobby now. Looks like we're going to have Coach, Saika, and Felrion for the side of Sweden. Jordan sitting in for Australia, waiting on their other 2 players now. Looks like Monk the Don and Dummy going to be coming in for Australia. As far as I'm aware, this is the same DT1 that is was in the qualifiers for the perennial. Unless it is a different difficulty. Doesn't seem to be. Dummy with a very early miss, but probably won't make too much of a difference. At least I hope not. Oh, Monk the Don with an early miss right before the first KI. And of course, as much as I want to put commentator bias aside, I am definitely rooting for Australia to get at least a point on the board here. I really hope they can hold on, and it looks like it's going to be Jordan versus Felrion. After that first KI there, both players holding onto the FCs. But the supporting combos on the side of Australia are just so much stronger. And the accuracy for Jordan very slightly outweighing that of Felrion's. And he is going to be missing. That's the only FC for Sweden gone. Australia looking like they're going to run away with this one. Another miss from Master here on the side of Sweden. I believe this is his first map, actually. I didn't pay too much attention to that. I believe this is his first map this match. Jordan LR7 is going to be dropping the FC, but Dummy and Monk are there. They're there with the supporting combos, and they're going to keep lengthening that score lead. Monk the Don going to be dropping his combo, but it's just Dummy now on the board. Sweden have accumulatively, English, got about the same amount of combo as Dummy has, but not with Master dropping there. I think the advantage is still just barely on the side of Australia, and the map is just pretty much over now. He's going to be missing. He thought it was the end of the map. He went to spin. But I think they've done enough. No sweat. I'm going to be winning that by 300k. Dummy forgot about the ending, and he went to spin, and then just realized there was a note. But it won't matter nonetheless. Australia getting a point on the board, 1-5 now. Sweden in the lead, obviously. Now to Sweden's pick, so very much an opportunity to close things out before Australia start to make a comeback. No Mod 4 going to be coming out for Sweden here. This is Flux, a tech map for the week. A lot of slider aim, a lot of slider aim, and honestly, I dare say a little bit of memory too with some of these sliders. Absolutely not the type of map you want to be sight reading, that's for sure. Blue going to be making his first appearance this match. Psycho. Wait, they're in the wrong slots. Hopefully they realize. Have they realized? They are in opposite slots right now. Okay, yeah, I think they're memeing. Cool. Jordan LR7, Dummy, Monk the Don for Australia. Blue, Skylar, and Psyker in for Sweden here. Opportunity for Sweden to close this one out early with the 6-1 scoreline. This is their pick, of course. But, Dummy on a map like this is scary. Yeah, picking a No Mod 4 into Dummy is sometimes a mistake, but we'll have to see how he performs. Actually, some early axe struggles for Dummy compared to everyone else. Like it seemed like he just ignored some of the slider ends. Jordan LR7 is going to have the early miss there for the side of Australia, but Blue following up not too long after. And the score advantage is just going to be in the lead of Sweden here, just with the act difference. Dummy sitting at 92%, but holding onto the combo nonetheless, and I think that's absolutely the most important thing for this map, because I doubt we will see any FCs. I'm going to be honest. And there's just breaks all across the board. Dummy actually going to be dropping alongside Monk the Don, and it's just Psyker now holding onto the full combo. And he holds on through that first section, and we're already halfway through the map. Blue with a bit of a supporting combo as well. And there goes the only combo for Australia. And again, they have a three-way reset, but everyone on the side of Sweden is holding. And I dare say if Psyker holds on through this section, he's probably done enough. Arguably one of the hardest sections of the map. And Psyker has managed to hold on through it. Getting into some slower sliders now. And yeah, Australia just chain misses across the board, unfortunately. Psyker going to be dropping the full combo, but the only combos on the board is Skylar and Monk the Don, and Skylar's got over double, so the score is not going to be going back over anytime soon. Yep, and that is GG to Sweden. 6-1. I mean, knocking Australia out of the 3-digit World Cup. Wow, pretty damn good performance from Sweden today. I think Australia absolutely not playing up to par. I think they are going to be quite disappointed in their performance, but sometimes it's just the way it goes in tournaments. Just one miss in the middle of the map is enough to just lose the whole point. And I think that was a trend for a lot of the DTs that Australia dropped today. Just right at the end of the map, you know, one or two players on the side of Australia just missing, and it literally just costs them the whole point. And, you know, then you start playing off tilt, and it can sometimes be too much to come back when the score's already 5-0. Yeah, Sweden doing a good job to close that one out. Not letting Australia really get any room to try and pull it back. But at least not a sweep. Australia getting 1 point on the board. GG nonetheless. That is going to be Australia knocked out of the tournament, like I said. And Sweden, I mean, advancing in the losers bracket I believe they're going to be going up against the loser of Poland and Countryless. Countryless, of course, being Countryless players. And if you are curious, on the side of Countryless, we have Hammy, TR, GS Blank, Sigi, Krez, Arj or Argy, I don't know how to pronounce it, and Blazing. So that is a scary team. That is a very scary team. So yeah, we will see Sweden versing the loser of Poland and Countryless next week, I believe. But that is going to be all from me. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed your time, and we will see you in the next matchup.